Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Highruler, and today we're talking about Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Now, for anyone who doesn't know what is happening right now with these two games, basically players, a small number of players have been able to get their hands on the game from stores breaking street date, and they've been able to play through the game, unlocking and discovering all the things that are in part of this game. Now, this video specifically, guys, is not going to talk about cut features or cut content or things that players want, right? Things like Battle Frontier, Distortion World, the idea of new megas in the game, right? We're not going to talk about any of that stuff. Today, we're basically going to talk about kind of the expectations people have and kind of what is seemingly going on. I'm seeing the reception to this game based off these kind of, leaks or this gameplay footage kind of tank the community morale before a lot of people have even got their hands on this game yet, right? So with that being said, let's get into kind of the main topic of this video. Okay, so for this video, I'm going to pick on Central Leaks here, but I really don't want to, but I feel like I have to because they're one of the bigger Twitter accounts covering this game, and a lot of what I'm seeing out of them is kind of just weird, okay? And I'm going to explain the process of what I'm looking at, right? So on August 18th, they put out a tweet saying it's mentioned only in a small note in the official website, but an important warning. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shiny Pearl require a day one update. Physical players won't be able to access all the game's content until they download the update. Now, okay, like this actually makes a lot of sense in 2021, right? So for anyone who doesn't just play Nintendo games, a lot of games nowadays go gold, and then up until the release, they kind of ship things in a patch for players to download, right? Now, depending on your views of game development nowadays, or software development even, if you branch out from game development, a lot of people may not like the way things are moving in this direction, but the reality is this is kind of the direction a lot of games take. Now, from my understanding with these games in particular, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shiny Pearl, the development just hasn't been great for them, right? There's been some issues. It hasn't been the smoothest development process and probably won't even be the smoothest launch for a Pokemon game, right? So keep that in mind as we go through. Now, the next Twitter thread is going to be another one from October 13th. In here, they say, just a reminder, a day one patch will be required for a BDSP. I wouldn't be surprised if the game is shipped with its placeholder music, but the day one patch contains the final songs. Development for BDSP wasn't smooth, right? So this is kind of going through the music that is in the game right now and how it's using MIDI music instead of using the orchestra music that I believe a lot of the other Pokemon games use, right? So, okay, now we have this one, right? So this is from last month. Now let's go to the next one, right? So now we're today, November 8th, right? BDSP doesn't have an intro/opening movie. I repeat, BDSP doesn't have an opening. It's just a black screen. I can't anymore. Thanks to the user who sent this via DM. Now, you can see here in the video, just go, and then the logo pops up, right? So, okay. What I'm seeing here is kind of like this weird runway of kind of the way people are looking at these games, right? So, you've admitted a month ago, you admitted farther back, that this game will require a day one patch. You also have said that players won't probably be able to access the whole game without this day one patch, right? That's just, unfortunately, modern game development, right? But there's no intro here, but we don't know if the intro is going to be covered in that day one patch, but you're kind of dunking on the game already. Like, okay, I get where people are at with these games, right? If you're looking for the Battle Frontier, if you're looking for new megas, if you're looking for things to kind of enhance the experience instead of a one-to-one remake, you're probably looking at these games and going, yeah, maybe it just isn't as good as I thought it was going to be, which is a fair conversation to have, right? I'm looking at BDSP and I'm comparing it with a lot of conversations I'm having with people and their expectations that maybe these games don't hit the mark, right? But you got to at least see what happens after that day one patch, right? This isn't even a review copy, right? So there's a difference between leaked or broken street date games and the review copies that people get, right? So review copies are supposed to be, now this isn't all the time, but supposed to be a final representation of the game that players will get their hands on, right? Now, if that's not, that'll be communicated within the review, be communicated to the reviewers that this game is kind of still in development and there's still some bugs to work out. But for the most part, they will actually have their hands on kind of what the final copy will look like of the game. Now, to my understanding, we haven't got any reviews of BDSP yet, right? So we're just basing off of players who basically have gotten the game from broken street dates, right? Now, that isn't to say what I'm seeing here isn't worrying. It is. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it is worrying, especially when a game has rough development, right? I'm very familiar with games who have rough development if you look at my channel, right? So I am kind of like looking at this and I'm going, I guess we will have to wait and see, right? But that's a different approach than kind of like acknowledging a day one patch, and then dunking on it, right? Like for me, if you keep acknowledging a day one patch, you look at this and you're like, okay, if the music probably is going to be patched, why wouldn't this be patched, right? And I think Pokemon players have an expectation of what this game is, and I think what they're seeing is their expectations aren't being matched by what the final product may be based on features and content and so on and so forth. And because of that, they're looking for any reason to dunk on the game, right? Even if it is something, graphical glitches, mind you, and stuff like that, very simple things that could be patched in, and they're looking at it going, this game is the worst Pokemon game ever. This game probably is going to be a mid-game. Let's just call it as it is. It'll probably be a mid-game, but if you like that, totally fine. It's going to be for you, right? But I don't think we look at something like this and we look at it before the day one patch and go, I can't believe they don't have an intro in it. It's like, yeah, but I mean, like, you know, you've already said here that they probably won't be able to access all the game's content until they download the update. You've said here development for BDSP wasn't smooth, right? So you're looking at this and you've already provided, you know, kind of the context to a lot of these things going on right now. The glitches, the music, the intro. And instead of going, okay, kind of worrying, but let's see what happens in, 2 weeks. And you're looking at this and you're going, I can't anymore. I just don't get it, guys. Like, I really don't, okay? And maybe for me, I'm looking at this and I'm kind of chilling and I'm kind of just waiting to see. And maybe because I'm not that hardcore of a Pokemon fan, I'm going, I'll just wait and see how things play out. But I feel like at this point, you're looking at things from an incomplete perspective, and you have to wait for the complete perspective in order to kind of judge the value you're going to get out of this game. Now, once again, I'm just looking at this from almost a neutral third-party perspective, right? I like Sword and Shield, right? So maybe to some, my taste is already in the gutter. But for me, it's just like, guys, let's just relax. Let's take a step back, and let's understand that, yes, the expectations, once again, probably aren't going to be met by this game. But if you're looking at the graphical glitches, the music, the intros, and you're saying, maybe this probably is going to be patched in. If you're not thinking that, and you're thinking, wow, this game is the worst game, I can't anymore, maybe you got to take a step back. Maybe you just got to chill. And maybe that's where we're at with this game. I don't know, guys. I felt like putting a video out here because I've been looking at the progressive, angry feelings that are being built up here over time. And I'm just like, guys, like, it can't be that serious, right? Like, I understand if you're looking at things like the Battle Frontier, you're looking at Distortion World, and you're looking at things that, from my understanding, that Platinum did to fix Gen 4, and those aren't being taken into the remakes here in order to make this the best experience possible. If you're looking at it from that perspective, I understand why you'd be frustrated, right? I totally understand that, right? And that's maybe a different topic for a different video, right? But I think when it comes to this stuff, right, which can be patched in, which can be fixed, you just gotta wait, man. I know we have some time before the game comes out, and I know as we get closer, the anxiety and the feeling of, is this game going to hit, is going to grow and grow and grow. But I think we just got to take a chill moment here, right? Just relax, just chill, and let's wait and see what's going to happen. And I think, honestly, that's all I have to say at this point, right? I just want to make a quick video kind of, showing the timeline of Central Leaks here, because I think, from my understanding of their replies and looking at their Twitter feed and everything, they do kind of represent a portion of the Pokemon community, right? It does feel like when they tweet something, there's obviously people going to be pushing back on them, but it does seem like a lot of people do agree with them and their takes, right? So I felt like maybe I should talk about my thoughts and my feelings on this and maybe just get it out there as well. So with that being said, guys, that is it for the video today. If you want to see more Pokemon content, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys next time here on the channel. Enjoy your day, evening, night. Take care of yourselves. Later, guys.